Hello everyone, welcome to my quick review of BTD Battles 2. BTD Battles 2 has been out for a little over a week now, I believe, by the time I'm recording this. And I've been playing a fair bit. At the time of this recording, I am in the Moab Pit Arena as a free-to-play. Except, I can't keep playing this game without acknowledging the fact that there's some issues. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely loving BTD Battles 2. I think it is a great step up, and they incorporated a lot of things really well. But also, there's the very obvious problems of things that need reworking and changes. Let me talk about the things I thought were kind of good about the game real quick. Overall, I feel like the flow is a lot better. I love the way that this game, in general, is working now. The Heroes in the Three Towers allows you to really think upon your strategy per map and get unique with it. It allows for the creativity, especially with all the new cross paths and whatnot. Fifth tiers gives you a lot more strategy, and I feel like a lot more depth once everyone unlocks everything. And I love that. The battles can go late game, they can go early game, and there's just so much to mess around with it. It's great. I love the way that they did that. But it can't be said that, hey, that's great, without remembering the fact that around the time that this game released, there was a problem with the XP. I didn't have a huge problem with it, actually. Or at least initially I didn't. And a lot of people were really upset, so NK buffed the XP. Except, I still think, as I'm sitting here in Moab Pit as a free-to-play, it just doesn't work. The XP system simply doesn't work. And here's why I think so. The current issue with the XP system is that you're getting maybe 300 to 400 per win if you go all the way to, like, when bads are allowed to be sent, around 25s and 28s. And you might get 400 XP per tower. And when 4th tiers are costing 10,000s and 20,000s, it just doesn't make any sense. The XP buff, this is after the XP buff to my knowledge, it helped. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they allowed you to unlock all towers at 222, because in the gameplay you can see here, this was before the patch, you were only allowed 200s. I'm glad NK changed that. I think Ninja Kiwi made the right move in allowing 222s instead of 200s. But it's still hard to say and argue for them that, oh, it was the perfect move, because now I'm sitting here in Moab Pit, and the metas start to settle down where it's all ninja, attack, and, sniper. Because mid-path sniper is incredibly good, and I think they're nerfing it, actually, in this upcoming update, to decrease its Pyrrhus. I don't think that's a problem. I think mid-path needs to not pop lead balloons, because the actual problem is how fast it shoots and how many balloons it shoots. And then DDTs aren't even a threat to it because it can shoot those anyway. There needs to be more merit to the other cross path. So I think they need to actually remove lead popping power from the mid. I believe Ninja just is bugged right now, so that's the general of it. And speaking of which, there's a lot of bugs. I know a lot of people are really upset about that, but I'd like to say I'm not going to talk about bugs here, because I think give NK some time and they'll take care of it. Bugs are just going to be prone to almost any game. There's very few games that I would say have always been, like, perfect and without any glitches. Because so many, even modern games, if you look at Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl that released recently, that thing's loaded with bugs. If you, like, use the calculator in that game, then it just broke. So I'm not going to argue against NK on the bugs, but I really am going to say something more needs to be done about the XP. Something that just rewards you for being in a higher arena or something. Something that'll just make it a little easier. Because currently, the way I play the game is I play Tack Bomb Village with Quincy. I have Bomb at, 343 unlocked? And I think I might have like 10,000 XP or something. And I have Tack at 344. And I have no XP. I have 432 Village, because I just have not been able to get enough XP for that. Just, in general, the XP seems very lackluster. And I'm sitting here now, in the Moab Pit, and these people are whipping out tax zones. They're whipping out elite snipers. They have several tools that are practically guaranteeing my demise. Because it's going to be harder for me to survive a late game with just Moab Maulers and Assassins than it is for them with several snipers providing eco, the tack zone, which is notoriously good for shredding things on a corner. It just doesn't work. And I know that the way people are talking about it right now is, oh, well, you should just put down a tower and surrender. I hate that. I hate that that's what we're at right now. Because here's the actual problem with that now. With that, we're stuck in a situation where we're saying, hey, I'm going to put down my tower. I'm going to get like 200 XP and surrender. No, it's like 100 or something. 100 to 200. Without VIP. It's like, oh, I'm going to surrender. And it messes up the economy of the game. Because here's what happens then. That other person gets trophies, and you're forcing someone else into a higher trophy league because they didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to fight for that. And they're not going to have the XP for their towers now. So they're going to be stuck in the position as the rest of the free-to-plays who don't have any XP on their towers and are stuck fighting people with 5th tiers because they dropped all the way down to Yellow Stadium and now have a tack zone. I cannot tell you how many times I've been told by my friend who's been playing this game where he'll be in like Yellow Stadium or White Wasteland and he's like, oh, another tack zone. Oh, another tack zone. That's not good. Yellow Stadium is for the new players. A new player shouldn't be fighting off a tack zone a week in. It's obnoxious, to say the least. I think something needs to be done to the XP again to make it better for free-to-plays. Because that is really the only thing holding this game back, I think. Obviously, the bugs and the balancing are going to come naturally because this game is still so new and the mechanics are much different from BTD2. So again, I'm not going to like complain like, oh, all that's so broken. Because they're working on changing things. They're working on balancing things. And I appreciate that NK's working on that, because that is really good for the game. The real problem, like I said, is just the XP. Unlocking things as a free-to-play seems so unmanageable. And to the point where it's just like, I don't want to bother playing this game almost. I love playing battles. It's a lot of fun. I love the competitive aspect. But why would I want to play the game if I'm just going to get shredded by people with 5th tier towers? Because I'm sitting here, I don't want to go drop down into Yellow Stadium and start running over kids with my Moab Assassin and Blade Maelstrom. Because there's the likelihood is they barely have 3rd tiers. I don't like the way it works. I think what needs to be done is, there's several things that could be done. I think the one that I've heard and I think will work best, there needs to be a better reward of XP in the higher stadiums. So like if I'm in Moab Pit, I don't want to be earning 400 when I could be in Yellow Stadium and earning 400. Because I could win easier in Yellow Stadium. It'll give me more XP in Yellow Stadium. Well, not more XP, but it'll be faster. So it'll overall be more in a way. Why would I want to do that why would I want to fight in Moab Pit having to struggle through every battle because everyone has so much more than me? I'm sure this complaint's already been said a lot, but I can't really say it enough at this point. I think that just needs a rework, so the higher up you are, the more XP you get. That is the best way I can think to balance it. Nerf the XP nerf the XP on the lower end if need be. Encourage people to climb arenas for XP. So people who surrender spam, heck, do this. If someone surrenders 3 times in a row, then don't give them XP after that. Do not reward them for doing that crap. Force them to play somewhere, because you only drop 1 trophy. So if someone's in BFB Coliseum, they surrender 3 times, they're still gonna have to fight through BFB Coliseum to get their XP back. Make it so every 3 or 5 surrenders, you have to win 1 game in order to get XP again. Because I honestly think right now that is the best way to do it. Give more reward for being in a high arena. Punish people more for surrender spam. It's hurting the economy of the game for trophies. It's hurting the player base who can't fight playing free to play. Overall, it's just frustrating. I know a lot of people are saying this game feels unfinished. I think it feels finished. I just think there was things that were missed. Too much that was missed almost. But I feel like I've been talking on the bad for too long. I really do like the overall mechanics. I know the biggest thing people whine about is, oh, purple balloon camo rushes are so dangerous in the early game. They are, I can definitely agree with that, but I feel like since the introduction of 222, when you unlock a tower, it's much easier. You get a village, you get a boat. There's a lot of options you have now. I think the balloons, I love the way that they kind of redid the way that the balloon settings work now, where you can get the stronger ones over time, and I feel like it just allows for more to be done in a weird way. Not a ton of it is super different, but I feel like it's allowing more to be done. And like, you can go early game attacks with zebras, you can go mid game with rainbow ceramics, you can go late game with DDTs and bads. I know a lot of people will say, oh, but the bads are just an instant win. No, they really aren't. Trust me, when you have like 30 Moab assassins down, then no, they really aren't. Yes, there's enough room for that on some maps, and it's really funny. So I really do love this game, but there needs to be some change. That's, obviously this is the first week of the game. I'm gonna come back to this game at some point, and I want to give it a full analysis after I get to see more, after I get to see patches, things like that. I love this game. Like I said already, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give it a second review video, but I'm going to give it about a month or two. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to see how things play out. I'm going to see how Ninja Kiwi balances things. But this is my early impressions to say. Thank you for watching this. NK, I hope that you're watching this. I really do appreciate all your games. I have loved the crap out of BTD6, BTD5, and so much more. But this Battles 2 really needs some work. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you all next time.